Hello and welcome to Catan with Alistair. So today we were playing our first game in the Catan Championship League First Division. I'm playing against some of the best Catan players in the world and trying to make the top 16 in the league to advance to the playoffs. So blue places on 8, 5, 10. I really like that. And brown places on the other 8, 5, 10, and black places on the 6, 5, 9. So I have a really interesting choice to make. Generally, I like or wheat sheep as the best strategy, and it probably is the most efficient. So my thinking is I can take the 11, 10, 9, the 8, 4, 3, and use that with a 3 for 1 port to port all the extra wheat I'll have. I think that's the best because I'll have the most ore, and you need sheep to run or eat sheep. And so I think 8, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11 gives me 6 different numbers. The reason I don't want the 5, 4, 11 is that there's no places to go from the 5, 4, 11 because then the 9, 10, 11 might be open too. And the 9, 10, 11 gives me double ore and the sheep I need. And it's going to be really easy to get my first city because all I need is wheat, and all I need is 2 wheat and an ore to get my first city. So 6, 5, 9, I think black is really incentivized to take the 5, 2. But I really think the 5, 2 is an okay setup. If the 5 is rolling this game, then it's going to be a really great setup. But if it's not going to be very good. I think the 694 with the wood port could work, or the 834. There's just, on this board, there's no wheat tiles really left except for 6, 3, 11, and then you point your road to the right to get to the 11, 4. Okay, well, so he actually going to take the 6, 4, 9. I think black will have a lot of extra sheep this game, but some people might want to get that sheep. But I just don't know how that sheep tiny bit of ore with a tiny bit of wood brick will really work out. So as we can see, orange decided to play 6, 3, 11 to go to 8, 4, and blue decides to go for the wheat port. So right now, I pass my turn because I don't think anyone will trade me a city, and a development card right here just doesn't really help unless I got a year of plenty or something, and I don't really want to be guessing or just pulling for a good card, a development card. You should have a purpose for whatever development card you get. I am hesitant to take this trade just because this gives blue the settlement. But the thing is, he tells me in the voice chat that everyone else took this trade, so I'm going to take it too, just because I don't want to miss out on this. But he does not choose me to take this trade. So instead, he gives the trade to Johns, who is black in this game. So the Merc is asking, or Orange is asking for wheat, and he doesn't get it because wheat is very rare on this board, and we don't want to give him the talent. So on this turn, I have a big decision to make: city or 2 development cards. That's really hard. In my mind, I thought if I build a city, I'll be getting blocked and stolen from when blue is already going to get blocked and stolen from. So what's the point of building a city to incentivize the other, sorry, to incentivize the other people to block the 8 wheat even more. I'd rather have the 8 brick blocked than the 8 wheat and build a city in another few turns. So as you can see, I get a knight and a victory point card. That victory point's okay. I'd rather get a second knight or your plenty of road building a monopoly other than a victory point kind of early in the game. But I guess that I can sneak my way to victory. That knight is also very useful because once I build a city, I'm going to be getting robbed. And so I can use that knight to move the robber off of me. Okay, so blue actually decides to block the fight. Or I'm just not trading my wheat away since I need it for a city. And yeah, so now Yuzu is looking for a brick to build a road to the 3-for-1 port. He's getting, I think, particularly greedy by asking for big trades. So I ask Merc, if I give you this trade, will you promise not to take the 3-for-1, build one more road and get to the 3-for-1 port? Because I need the 3-for-1 port for myself. Okay, so John's for this trade 2 sheep for 2 brick. My reasoning was that whatever he's doing with that sheep, I don't really care too much because that 2 brick will help me get on a 3-for-1 port so I don't get cut off. So right now, I have the development cards to defend myself if I get robbed. So I am looking if anyone has ore that they're willing to trade. I think wheat for an ore is kind of fair for some people, but I do have 8 cards, so that might be incentivize people. Brown asks for two wheat, and I can't do that if I want to get my city. So instead, I counter with a brick and a wheat for an ore and use that to build a city. But I build a city on the 9, 11, 10. My reasoning for that is that the 8 wheat or 4 wheat is already a target for robbers. And so I'd rather have my ore be boosted than my wheat since I already produce so much wheat with an 8 and a 4 compared to my 11, 10 ore. And if that 8 wheat's open for me, that's it. I need that 8 wheat to produce wheat, and I'd rather not have that blocked every single time. So blue decides to block the 5. Or I don't know, I think I'm really a threat here because I have 2 development cards and a city. So before I roll the dice, I play the knight to get off the 8 ore and block the 8 brick because I really think the 8 brick's good for blue. And the 8 happens to roll. And so I get my wheat and blue misses out on 2 brick. So I am looking for a wood this turn to build a road. But I'm not really incentivized to offer 2 cards, and I really don't want to offer 2 cards. And so no one decides to trade, so I pass my turn. Well, another 5 rolls. I got stolen from on the 10 ore. And now this is going to be a big turn for me. I have to get the 3-for-1 port to get, or else I will not have a port this game, except for maybe the sheep port, but that will take 2 roads. So right now I'm trying to get a wood, but this turn I actually make a big mistake. I trade 3 cards for 1 wood. 3 cards for 1 wood. Think about that, guys. 3 cards for 1 wood, and this doesn't even get me the settlement. I think a better thing to do, and I think I get the settlement if I port for a brick. I actually forgot that I only get a road. So a better move might have been to buy a development card, because now I can't unblock my 10 or my 11 or my 8 or 4 or 3 or 9. Whatever gets blocked, because I'm in a really good position, as is blue too, just because 4 settlements. And see, And now I will have no knight to block myself, and the brick I ported 4 sheep for was stolen from me. So I really messed up that turn, and I didn't really get anything out of it except for a road. And I paid a steep price for a road, like 8 cards or something, so that was not a good turn for me. So black is 14 cards in hand, ports it all for 2 wood to get longest road. I think black is really trying to get to the sheep port. So I trade 2 sheep for a brick. No one says yes. And then I try trading 3 sheep right here. No one wants to say yes. Okay, no one wants to give me a brick. Get blocked on the 9 sheep but don't get stolen from. I get blocked on the 10 or so right now I trade 2 sheep for a brick. That's the trade that goes through and buy a development card, which is a knight. Sorry, you didn't see that. So right now I have 4 sheep. And I play the knight and roll the dice and get a monopoly as a development card. Right here I get 2 more development cards, which is a victory point and a knight, which helps me. I can get largest army. So right here, I have city in hand, so I can get to 9 points. I probably could have monopolied something, but I didn't want to. Here, I know that Merc's last card is a sheep, and so I can buy a development card with that. I pull victory point, and the game is over. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you liked this video, and please comment your thoughts and ideas below and what I could have done differently or better.